Hello, everyone. Welcome to the third episode of Funds in the Sun. Today, we're going to be talking about being realistic about your budget. I'm going to start off by saying my girl Ariel plans. One of the things that she said that stuck with me was being realistic about your budget. And during the time, I was in a very foggy state of trying to figure out what I'm going to do with my budget. Am I going to start over cash stuffing? How am I going to start over cash stuffing? And when she said that, it stuck with me, and it is very in the forefront of my mind, because when you're realistic about your budget, you do not overspend. When you're realistic about your budget, you're being real with yourself, you're being honest with yourself, and you also can have that $7 coffee if you budget for it. And you don't have to cut out the things that you love to be on a budget. And some people feel like being on a budget or having a budget means I must not have enough money, or I'm irresponsible with money, or anyone who has a budget, no, that's not true. Having a budget is just knowing where your money is going and when, and that is so important. When you're creating your budget, or you're tweaking it, or you're just revamping it, scrapping it, starting over, whatever phase that you are in with your budgeting, you've got to be realistic. And that is just important isn't the word. It's like imperative is the word that's coming to mind right now. But you just have to be realistic. Last episode, I used the example of groceries. If $150 works for you every week, fantastic. At one point, I was trying to do 120. I was going over every single time. And you might think, well, 120 to 150 is only $30 of a jump. Did it really make that much of a difference? Yes, it did. It absolutely did. It absolutely made such a difference, because little things pop up during the week. I try my best not to pull from next week's groceries. I take $300 when I get paid, set it aside in my groceries account and my bank account, and I just transfer as needed throughout the week, which is mainly just paying for a pickup order online. I pick it up, and then throughout the week, if I need little things, which it's maybe one or two stops to the grocery store, like in person, I will pick those things up, but I will use my debit card, and only those $150, whatever is left at that point after my pickup, that is all that I will use for groceries. If it's something very small and I don't feel like using my debit card, I will use money in my miscellaneous cash envelope in my wallet, or if I've already budgeted for it, in my spending or my little things envelope, as I like to call it. My little things envelope is more like paper towels, toilet paper, just soap, laundry detergent, dishwasher pods, things like that, like household things. But I didn't want to call it household. I didn't want to call it necessity. So I just called it little things. That's just what works in my head. So being intentional about those things. Another category I have in my wallet is Target. I know I go to Target every week for necessities. I know Target can be a little on the expensive side. However, they have everything I need. My son likes their yogurt, and a lot of his snacks are there. So I will plan out my Target trip before I place my Target pickup order. And I tend to place a Target pickup order if I am not trying to go in and browse. But my son loves going in Target, and he will actually ask to go to Target just out of nowhere sometimes. We'll be watching a movie, and he's like, I want to go to Target. And how can you say no to your kid who loves Target just as much as you do? I can't say no. So yes, I pack him up and we go to Target and we just browse. And most of the time, I will grab a couple bucks out of my miscellaneous envelope and buy him something from the dollar section, just to, like the experience. But I plan my trips for Target online before I get paid, because I want to be able to write that in my budget and know what I'm spending, instead of going in the store for toothpaste, toilet paper, things like that. And then I walk out and I spent $200 and then groceries is short or something like that. But being realistic with Target for me means I know I'm going to Target every week. How much is too much, at the same time as here's what my total is. Is there anything that can come out of this cart right now? So if I threw in like, I don't know, something random. If I threw in like a nail polish that I like, I don't need the nail polish, but if I worked it into my budget, like self-care or something, I will absolutely do that. If it's not in the budget, I will not get it. But I know I'm going to Target every week. It would be absolutely foolish of me to not include Target somewhere in my budget, and it would be foolish of me to not plan my Target trip. That's just what works for me. So I know I won't overspend. I know I won't go in the store, grab what I need and 10 other things, because that's just the Target effect. I don't know what it is, but you go in Target for 5 things and you walk out with 20. I don't get it. But I love Target. She's that girl and I'm her girl. It's fine. Another envelope that I have in my wallet that I am trying to be more realistic about is eating out. It's actually not an envelope in my wallet anymore. I have a Chime card and I transfer from my checking account when I get paid to my Chime card, and then whatever's on that Chime card is all I get to use for eating out for 2 weeks. Last episode I mentioned I'm a Chick-fil-A girly, but I need to be more realistic about what I spend on fast food. Honestly, the past couple checks I've been doing $20 to $40 in eating out, which really is not realistic for me. So I think what I might try is maybe taking 20 away from groceries, so taking it from $150 to $130 and adding in Chick-fil-A or Panda 2 times a week instead of 1, because I just need to be more realistic with myself. I just don't feel like cooking sometimes, and honestly, I don't know what it is. I just always crave Chick-fil-A, and I a lot of times have to fight the urge to go get it. So that is what I'm currently working on. I'm currently haven't perfected my eating out budget, but I am working on it. A lot of people struggle with groceries because they're like, I don't know what I spend. I don't know what I need to get. I've gotten better with that one. I feel like I have a big rotation of, not even big, I don't know, mediocre. At least 14 meals that I'm rotating in our dinners. But lunch is truly where I struggle. I'm trying to get better at thinking of meals to make for lunch, but my brain just shuts off and takes PTO for the rest of the day when I have to think about what we're going to eat for lunch. So if y'all have any ideas for lunch meals, I would absolutely love if you could drop that in the comments and help your girl out, because I'm so lost. I don't even know where to start with lunch sometimes. Sometimes I can't. I don't even know how else to put it. I just cannot deal. The thought of making lunch overwhelms me. I just shut down sometimes and just go right back to work. Like, I don't even know what to do. But this past 2 weeks, I've done really good. I thought of some new meals to make, and my husband loved them, which makes me really happy all the time. So I don't know. That's where I struggle with mealtime. I don't actually struggle with buying the groceries. I don't struggle with cooking. I don't mind cooking. Sometimes I just don't feel like it. But the meal planning part is where I struggle. I don't struggle with finding a budget for groceries. I don't struggle with the actual going to the store like, oh, I don't feel like it. I don't mind doing the pickups. Like, I love the pickups because I don't have to do anything but show up, you know? And I know I'm not getting anything extra that wasn't accounted for. It's just the meal prep. So I need help. That's it. I just need help with lunch meals. Like, dinner is like, I can toss in a new meal here and there, rotate them around. But my lunch rotation is like 7 meals. That's sad. That is pitiful. That is absolutely pitiful. But my work in progress, my whip, is my eating out budget. The one that I've gotten so much better at is my groceries envelope, my Target envelope. And that's my experience. When you set a realistic budget, it just helps you not overspend. It helps you not pull from envelopes you did not plan to pull from. And it helps you get a bigger picture. It helps you get a better picture. And it, again, helps you control where your money is going. But that's the thing. You can make changes as necessary. So like I said, if you're realizing like groceries isn't enough, I need more, add more. I need less. You could keep it the same, or you could, roll it over, or you could actually make it less and put the difference towards something else. Totally up to you. It's all about what works best for you. It's all about actually being in the driver's seat and not focused, but like paying attention to how your spending goes throughout the week. And do I used to do weekly check-ins, and they really helped me because I was able to see what is going on with my money during the week instead of trying to recap at the end of 2 weeks. Because I don't know about y'all. I don't know what I wore last night. Like, I don't know what I went to bed in. And you want me to think about what I spent over the last 2 weeks? Good luck. It's just really important to be realistic about your budget and be honest with yourself. There were so many times when I was restarting my budget for, I don't know, the 5th time, where I was like, I don't really feel like spending this much on groceries. It's not about me. I had to realize that it is not about me and what I feel like spending, because groceries are expensive. We all lived through that era where a carton of eggs was $5. Thank God it is not there anymore. But it could just as well jump right back up. And what can we do? We can complain about it all day long. Same thing as we can complain about gas prices all day long. It does nothing. We still have to eat. We still have to put gas in our car. We just have to adjust accordingly. Speaking of gas, that is another one that I know some people struggle with. Like, I don't know how much to say I need for gas. You're better to aim higher than lower. Right now, currently, I work from home full time. I don't really go anywhere except the store, maybe running around a couple errands up the street, just sometimes taking my son for a ride because he loves going on rides. Right now, I'm in between putting $25 and $30 in my tank every 2 weeks. Even if I don't put the full amount in my tank, I transfer the amount. So say I decided I'm doing 30 this 2-week period, I'll put 30 in my account with my bank, put 30 in the account titled gas. And if I'm like, I'll just do 15 right now, I'll just do 15. Therefore, within that 2 weeks, if I realize, I need the other 15 for gas, I will put that in there. If I drove to work, I used to work about 30 minutes from the house, but it was the interstate sitting in traffic. $30 for gas when I used to go into the office and it's like 30 minutes away in a different city. $30 would not have lasted me 2 weeks. $30 would have lasted me a week. Therefore, I'm grateful that I'm able to work from home, but just look at, how much gas you use in a 2-week period, how much it's been taking to kind of fill you up or get you close to filling up, or half a tank, whatever you need, and just adjust accordingly. That's really the key, is to just adjust accordingly. Pay attention to what's going on, how you're spending, and if you need to pull yourself back sometimes, it happens. And also, don't be afraid, and do not forget to be proud of yourself. Give yourself grace. This shit is hard, okay? It is very hard. There's nothing easy about teaching yourself from scratch about good spending habits. There's nothing easy about teaching yourself how to budget, how to spend. There is no right or wrong way to spend, but when you just wing it, it's a recipe for danger. It's a recipe for disappointment, but it is an absolute skill that you can learn, and there are so many different ways that you can make it fun. It doesn't have to be daunting. It doesn't have to be boring. You can make it fun. You can make it and tweak it to how it works for you. But at the end of the day, give yourself grace, okay? This is hard. You're doing great. And it will get better. If you don't feel like it's good now, it will absolutely get better in time, okay? That is all I have for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.